See for yourself.
Boba Fett is alive!
I'm sorry. Let me try that again a little calmer.
Boba Fett is...
Nope, still freaking out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, Boba Fett is alive in The Mandalorian, and it is officially the coolest thing that ever happened. That being said, the reveal gave us more questions than it did answers. So let's briefly go through where we left Boba Fett all the way back in 1983. In Attack of the Clones, it's established that Jango Fett was used as the basis for the clone army. All he asked for in return was a son who would age at a natural rate. This son was, of course, Boba Fett. He was raised by his father for most of his childhood until Jango unwisely decided to go toe-to-toe with the toughest Jedi in the galaxy, Mace Windu. Jango rather lost his head in the fight. Too soon, and Boba was left on his own. The Clone Wars picks up Boba's story where he learns from Aurra Sing and others how to be a bounty hunter. He tries and fails to get revenge on Windu and slowly works his way up the criminal underworld. Eventually, he joins Jabba the Hutt, becoming one of his chief agents. He works with the Empire to secure Han Solo for his master. Unfortunately, this ends up leading to disaster as Han was sprung up by yet another Jedi, Luke Skywalker. Boba was then flung into the Sarlacc pit where he was presumed to have expired. Apparently, that was not the end though. In the Legends comics, Boba fought his way out of the pit and continued his life as a bounty hunter. While it looks like aspects of that are going to be canonized, it seems like the show is going in a very different direction. The Mandalorian Season 2 did not waste any time setting up a ton of new problems for Mando and poor Baby Yoda. Yes, I know that their names are technically Din Djarin and the Child, but Mando and Baby Yoda are much better. After making some forceful inquiries about other Mandalorians, he takes another trip to Tatooine where he finds someone dressed in very familiar armor. Unfortunately, that man was not Boba Fett, but rather Marshal Cobb Vanth. The two strike up a deal which ends with Mando acquiring Fett's armor without the two having to shoot at each other. As the episode draws to an end, the camera pans towards a mysterious stranger dressed in black.
Boba Fett!
Sorry, I really thought I had a handle on that. This look at Boba Fett was very conspicuous for a number of reasons. For starters, this is the first time we see Fett without his helmet as an adult. Now that we have, it's clear that Mandalorian creeds aren't the only reason why he never takes it off. He has no eyebrows, multiple scars, and looks like he hasn't had a decent night's sleep since the first Death Star was still flying. Secondly, he looks very down on his luck. In the Legends continuity, Fett was able to fight out of the pit with his armor intact. In fact, it was precisely because of his armor that he was unable to be held by the beast. He was then captured by Jawas and made his escape and more or less returned back to his old life. Things don't seem to be going as well for the canonical Fett. His tattered robes and cheap-looking weapons make it obvious that his post-Sarlacc life has not been pleasant. It's likely that the Jawas mistook the escaped Fett for just another corpse in the wreckage of Jabba's sail barge. They likely stripped him of his armor and left him to rot under the Tatooine suns. From there, it seems like he's been doing whatever it takes to survive. His robes and weaponry make it obvious that he's come into conflict with some Tuskens where he stole what he needed to live. This would also sadly imply that he's lost Slave One, as the ship would likely have extra clothes and weaponry. So, yeah, this seems like it's the worst time in Boba's life since he and his dad decided to make a trip to Geonosis. It seems like Boba's life might be about to turn around big time. After a long search for his armor, he's finally found it in the hands of one very special Mandalorian. You see, this is a great thing for Fett for multiple reasons. If he's able to take down Mando and reclaim his armor, he will also have captured who could very possibly be the most wanted man in the galaxy, not to mention the most wanted baby in the galaxy. Even the Tatooine mechanic Pelimoto made an offer for the child. Of course, that's assuming that Fett and Djarin's meeting will be contentious. Mando's goal right now is to return the armor to its owner. There's certainly a possibility that the two most famous Mandalorian armor-wearing bounty hunters could have a team-up instead of a showdown. Honestly, Mando has spent more time working alongside the interesting characters of the galaxy than he has fighting them. Only there's one catch to Mando's mission that leads me to think things are gonna get rough. Boba might not be Mandalorian. During the Clone Wars, it is seemingly confirmed that Jango Fett was not actually Mandalorian and acquired the armor through mysterious circumstances.
Jango Fett was a common bounty hunter. How he acquired that armor is beyond me.
It can likely be assumed that Jango blasted a real Mandalorian and took the Beskar for himself. Though, it's not that simple. The Mandalorian actually does more to confuse Mandalorian culture than it does to explain it. In the animated Star Wars series, Mandalorians are considered a race of people and they have no problem removing their helmets, living without armor, or devoting their lives to peace. In The Mandalorian, however, Mandalorians are depicted as almost a religious order of warriors who can never be seen without their masks, or they can't ever put them on again. There is little in common between, say, the Armorer in The Mandalorian and Sabine Wren from Rebels. Is it possible that Jango and Boba are Mandalorians by creed and not by race? It would make sense if citizens of Mandalore wouldn't respect the foundling warrior traditions and vice versa. We will likely find this out when Fett and Jaren finally meet. The answer to that question will almost certainly determine whether or not blasters get pulled. Well, there you have it. Everything you need to know about Boba Fett before he and Mando square off this season. So what do you guys think is going to happen? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to CBR.